are switched. I have wished the players good luck, and here we go. Both players start off at Narshe. They will switch their battle speed and battle message to optimal settings and put the cursor on memory. By doing this, they are able to kind of hold A at times, which makes the entire game a little bit faster.
This also means that with battle speed 6, the game's actually easier as well.
Right, because battle speed in this version was changed after 4. From here on out, like Final Fantasy 5, 6, etc., the battle speed only relates to the monsters, not you. So you actually want them to be as slow as possible.
Now, Couch and Crrool both are going to go one step to the side and go up and go back to one step over again to avoid a set of 2 encounters. This is to speed up time and to make sure we get the optimum amount of EXP.
So far, so good, looks like, for both of them.
Indeed.
Crrool taking kind of a slower method here, looks like. I guess kind of assuring that he can run here by making sure the ATBs are a little bit faster.
Not bad strategy at all. Now, it should be noted that the Lobos and the full mammoths that Couch are fighting all have no run flags, so those monsters have to go first in order to commit to the rest of the strategy that these 2 runners are doing. Thus ensuring question mark gets all the EXP and gets level 5.
Ah yes, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. My favorite character. So both players are going to come here and attempt to do the well kill. The well quick kill is kind of a ATB based timing thing where you are trying to beat 3 tech missiles out before he retreats into his shell. And to do this, you kind of fire beam the shell at optimal time to get a counter. Looks like Couch got pretty decent ATB to start on this, so I think he'll be okay.
That both players are on step route. Some of them got encounters in the cave, but regardless, let's focus on the fight.
Okay, he got slimed, but it was not to Terra. That was the important thing. So setup looks good there.
Crrool also got some good ATBs for this fight as well. And Slimer, but not to Terra either.
Well, he's not actually... He doesn't appear to be starting off with the actual strat. We'll see.
No, he doesn't.
But you can see Couch executing it really well. Ooh, Terra slimed now. This is not going well for Crrool. And he might eat a Megavolt here too.
focusing down on Crrool's side now as well.
All right, so you can see that the quick kill there saved about a minute. Crrool would now be about a minute behind going forward. Unfortunate, but you know, even if you did the strat correctly, kind of optimal way, there are still some times where you just get hosed by the RNG. And there's still a lot of run left.
Now, we're just learning that this girl that we were controlling had something funky on her head, a slave crown, and it makes her not remember her past. But the only thing she does seem to remember is her name. So here's Couch renaming her down to the single letter of C. Looks like.
Wow, early Cyan get for Couch. That'll change things.
Now the reason for the renaming is because the text scrolls across the screen letter by letter. So in order to save time and frames, we reduce everyone's names except one person's, and that's because they barely have any text boxes.
Yeah, that'd be Shadow. Yeah, not a lot to say early in this run. I mean, this is a part where we're about to start grinding Terra up to level 6, where she learns Antidote. This will be done for kind of the later bosses in the game, because by boosting your party's average level, you boost the players who join later as well. So the goal here is to eventually get Edgar, Locke, and Terra to average level 9 before Sabin joins. So we know that Couch is doing the C244 manip. I haven't seen Cool take an encounter yet, so I would imagine he is as well.
Yes, he is an NCM encounter inside the mines at all for him.
And basically that manip, it saves time not only because the enemies you encounter will be kind of good packs for you, they won't overwhelm you, but also down the line when you can do the river manipulation, that can save minutes all by itself. So this is the kind of the smart move as far as making this game go as fast as you can.
Now, Couch is moving back and forth on the two tiles. If he goes up any further, he will set the flag that will send us to the next part of the game.
There we go. So yeah, Couch got his level 6. Now he is falling down a hole. And we're about to meet our favorite treasure hunter, who will save the day. You can see Crrool still doing this leveling sequence. There is some RNG in each of these fights as the, I guess, what is he called, like the gobbledygook or whatever. That guy can decide to throw a wrench at you, or you can decide not to. And
Yeah,
then of course there's pincers as well.
It can be pretty random at times, from what you just said. Also,
Yeah.
with Couch, we are now entering the flashback scene.
Hey, speak of the devil,
Our
here's a
main
pincer.
door.
Here's a pincer. So that's unfortunate for Crrool. He's going to lose even more time.
Yes, with pincers, you can only target one side, not the other. It also means that you're more vulnerable to damage if you are not facing that particular side. It can be particularly dangerous in a scenario down the road that we will come to.
So you can see now between the pincer and kind of the Welk unluckiness with the slimes, that Crrool is now about probably a minute and a half behind. Which isn't at all, you know, if you've played this game before, you know that a lot can be made up in a hurry, because if something goes wrong in Final Fantasy VI, it goes wrong. But that's definitely a hole he's going to have to climb out of.
And if something goes wrong on Couch's side, he can easily make back the time anyways. Also, Couch renaming lock I. Now we're coming up to a portion of the game where we have a special mechanic that has not been really seen since this game. But more in a moment on that. Basically, at this point, we are given the ability to have 3 parties with these teams of Muggles that have come to our aid with the runner's aid. Basically, this mechanic allows us to switch parties on the fly and to cover more ground. And with this, we basically push lock down to squares. We swap over to the second party, and we move around these packs as best we can. To move around these packs, you have to wait till they're moving in a certain way to do it. And here we go with the Lobo Marshall fight. Hopefully, Couch will not get netted by the Marshall. But first turn is basically Mog and Kupan attack Marshall, while Cuckoo and Kutan attack with Lobos.
Really nice menuing here.
Oh yes, very nice. Couch quickly took off Mog's shield and spear for later use for another character we'll get just in a few minutes. Quick clean fight too from Couch. And Crrool just entering this scenario as well.
Very interested to see what Crrool's fight will be like, since we know that Couch has been really going in all on us. Oh, he got the net.
On Mog too.
On Mog. That's
before he could even get the menu for Mog as well. Ouch.
That's really unfortunate luck. Typically, you'll see runners kind of start buffering their runs as they get into this fight to try to prevent that, to at least get in Mog's menu, but ugh, that's really bad. So you really want to get the pike off of Mog, both for the damage it'll do later and also for some money savings. But here we go. He'll be okay.
Now with Couch, we see him walking in a very particular pathway for his step manipulation. There are certain spots on the map where steps don't matter. And they don't for the step counter, so that helps us get further on than where we need to go. Now, we're coming into the more heavy scenes in the game where we need to do some precise walking as well.
Yeah, this is we've got in this run both camp cutscene and castle cutscene, and this is castle cutscene. Basically, Couch entered at like 14 flat or so, and he's going to be sitting through about 6 to 7 minutes of walking and mashing A. So to talk a little bit more about the step manipulation for this route, basically there is a threat counter that goes up on every step you take. But because some of the tiles on the world map are programmed in a way where they don't increase that threat counter, basically everybody is trying to hit and step on as many of those steps as they can.
Good walk for Crrool so far. Now, with Couch, we are seeing him go down a certain set of stairs to talk to someone that will further the game flags, and we learn about the next character we are going to get down the road, who is I believe the twin brother or the older brother or the younger brother of this character that we just picked up.
Yeah, it says twin, I think, in this dialogue. I've never really considered that, like, a known fact or anything. He feels like the younger brother, doesn't he? That's the important thing.
Yeah, he rarely does sometimes.
So I want to point out something real quick, which was the Crrool got an encounter. It looked like he was like one step off the route somewhere. So he got an encounter that was not as optimal as it would have been on the way down. So you can kind of see just how important it is to stay out the route here.
Now we are going up to go back and talk to Edgar, and Chancellor was very kind to not get in our way for this one either. Here we're about to get into the next cutscene with our favorite villain of the series.
It's impossible for me to do this without humming, by the way. Like, I can't help but hum over this theme when I'm playing.
Now with this, you have to talk to both of the guards and then talk to Kefka. Oh, we didn't get the staring contest. So close. The staring contest is more or less frame sensitive and mash button or push sensitive, so you may not get it every time. Now once again, we're having Terra move to another part of the castle in order to further the story. We shall be Couch should be leaving here in just a few moments, but not before getting into not before he gets into something nasty.
So, yeah, we're almost done with the castle cutscenes here. Couch has, I think, maybe about another minute or so left.
what Couch is going to be coming up to now in just a few moments is that after talking to the soldier, he will see Kefka on the bottom screen. Now, he doesn't have to talk to Kefka in order for the story. He just has to talk to the soldier up into the door to the throne, like leads to the throne room. And that will basically set up everything to the next part of the game with what we can see of the Chocobos. My question is, how is the castle on fire?
Great question. Maybe it's all an illusion.
That could be it. Maybe it's Kefka's magic. Now we see here through the mighty machinery of Figaro that it's going to be burrowing underground in desert sands, never to be seen again in this run.
And by magic, of course, I mean magic?
Exactly.
Which, by the way, is a cutscene that you don't try to get here, because it takes a lot of time.
Indeed, 40 seconds worth. What we're going to try to do in this fight with Couch is to use the tool command with Edgar. Edgar is our bread and butter for damage throughout this run. And right now, he can two-shot these Magitek armors. So the magic cutscene persists until through South Figaro Cave.
Right, you won't see us use magic with Terra until we get to Mount Colts for that reason. And so Couch is on pretty good pace right now. 21:35, not like, you know, blow your mind great, but definitely a really solid time right now. Crrool will be starting his Magitek armor fight in maybe another 30 seconds or so.
Indeed, he's still about a minute and a half behind or so.
Yep. Of course, the plot here is these people want Terra to help them, but can't actually ask her to help because that would make them no better than the Empire. I would argue that their ideals make them better than the Empire, but hey, I get where they're coming from.
Now, with this upcoming cave, we first hit a healing spring. After that, we are going to encounter some monster packs. These packs, except for the 2 Hornet pack, we will be fighting. This is to gain some extra EXP. Edgar can mostly take these out one shot, except maybe the Blearies, which might take 2 shots.
Yeah, I believe the Blearies have 119 HP, and sometimes Edgar can do 118 or 117, so for that reason you kind of queue up attacks afterwards, hoping, but yeah, generally you can one-shot them all. So it looks like Crrool is about 2 minutes behind now, based on the splits. It was a 23:34 Magitek finish versus a 21:35. This little outro right here next to the cave is another spot where you want to walk very precisely to stay on the kind of encounter route of the seed. And Couch looks like he did a really good job there. Following the Shadow Bulldozer into the relic store.
Basically, at this point, we are trying to grab 3 pairs of spring shoes. This is for helping us go fast at Mount Colts and for other areas. Couch is also placing all 3 characters in the back row to reduce the damage taken on Colts. It might also reduce our damage, but that doesn't matter at the moment. It just matters that we reduce damage in normal combat. Also, we have this Chocobo guy telling us how the right Chocobo is, even though we just did it a little while ago. It's like, why are they forcing us to listen to us when we already know about it?
That Couch's step route looks really nice right now. Crrool, you can see, got a back attack, and he got it way before the healing spring, so you can tell he's a little bit off there. He may get an extra encounter before entering South Figaro.
Also, Couch just ran away from a set of Brawlers. Brawlers we don't fight at all in this run because they don't yield as much experience and because they take at least 2 shots with the auto crossbow to kill. Now, it should be noted that at this point, while running away, that each character has a set run gauge. And depending on who the character is, they can have a longer run gauge or a short run gauge. Like, in Locke, for instance, his run gauge is the shortest in the game because, well, he's a treasure hunter.
Yeah, that's right. Don't say thief.
Of course not. I would never say he's a thief.
Okay, okay. Just gotta make sure. So Couch is going to try to get Locke to run away here. This is part of the experience manipulation to try to get everybody to 10, 9, and 8. Locke needs less experience than everybody else. So if he just goes away for a while, that helps everybody.
Very successful in getting Locke to run away. And we are about halfway through Colts. Colts are at least about halfway. It should be noted that Couch did grab a relic called Atlas Armlet a couple minutes ago. Basically, this relic allows Edgar to do more physical damage with his crossbow and everything else. He also just swapped equipment with Edgar and with Locke to optimize their damage outputs as later as well.
Alright, so Couch actually got off the step route here a little bit. This Serpius encounter is supposed to be the 2 snakes, but on the next screen. So, looked like he took a misstep after the last fight, and I'm not sure if he meant for Locke to run away again. I don't know if he's performing some high-level stuff that I haven't really looked into yet, but that might be interesting. He did manage to get Edgar's sword onto Locke, which increases his damage for the Vargas fight. But that's a curious one. And you can see now Crrool is getting these encounters that you kind of don't actually want to see.
Now, Terra just got poisoned. Basically, this is the reason why we have antidote. In order to cure that, it might waste a couple of minutes, a couple seconds with trying to heal it, but it's worthwhile in the end. Plus, it helps us keep us above. Plus, it makes us avoid the weird screen glitch, weird screen gobbledygook that we get with all the fuzziness.
Yeah, unlike in the couple of Super Nintendo FFs preceding it, keeping poison in FF6 doesn't really have a benefit, so as soon as possible, want to get that off. So yeah, Couch is like 2 steps behind the route, it looked like.
Now, the strategy for this fight with Vargas and the iPos are basically all across boring and firing them, as well as moving Locke to the front row. This is to maximize Locke's ability to do damage, while also trying to push the battle to a quick conclusion.
Yeah, on a very high level, and you kind of saw a couch weight trick there. A lot of this fight is, you know, manipulating it is spent trying to avoid Vargas's Doomfist since he keeps his ATB from wherever he was in the original fight. We'll see if he was successful with that. It looks like he's doing pretty well with it.
Yes, he is. He successfully gets to the midpoint of the fight. And here we have Sabin showing up. And he and his friend, quote unquote, are now talking about how Vargas killed his father. And that they're fighting over succession and everything. And let's see if Couch gets the Doomfist skip or not.
Zeroing, I don't know who Sabin is. I only know about H.
Yes, it should be H, not 7. I apologize. He also gets the Doomfist skip. Very nice.
Yeah, not bad at all. That's gonna be a 31-36 time. Be interesting to see if the extra experience that Tara and Edgar got actually works out for him. But it's a good start. You can see Crrool is kind of just completing his loop now. There's this one screen here where you have to kind of loop around to get to Vargas for a good, I don't know, minute, even if you don't get any encounters. We've got some PPMA in the chat, which I'm always enthusiastically in favor of.
So once again, we're on the world map, taking a very precise step route to, of course, take advantage of the free spots and whatnot.
That block, wow. That was very fortunate by Couch there. Had Tara been hit and killed, he might have lost some time having to bring her back.
Now, Couch is saving here in order to make sure, if something goes wrong while entering the hideout, he can restart, because there's one NPC here that can get in your way and just make your day feel bad, because it just prevents you from the guy that's making you follow him from going anywhere. Now we have this Bannon guy who seems to be berating our B character for some reason. I don't know what all this talk about this box and these weird negative emotions are, but it doesn't seem like he's trying to be very positive about everything.
What a fuddy-duddy.
Indeed. Now, in order to advance the story once again, we have to talk to all our companions. And once that is done, we are allowed to talk to Mr. Fuddy Duddy outside the cave.
Alright, looks like Crrool's Vargas fight's going pretty well. He's got enough MP on Terra to finish it, I think.
Yeah, he should have enough MP.
So we'll see just how far behind he winds up being.
Yeah, now here with Bannon, we have to say no 3 times. This is because we don't want that nasty glitched gauntlet. We want the nice, sleek Genji glove that will be used later on the river. Oh, and Couch is going for the save, time save here, which is not very much, but it can still help.
Look, that 13 frames, man, that changes the entire course of history.
Of course it does. It can save the world. Now, I also saying no to Bannon 3 times. We save a minute and don't have to go into this long, drawn-out cutscene with them going to talking about plans. We just go straight to the meat of what's happening and everything, and we get to go to the next part of the game, which is heading down a nice, pristine river.
Ooh, the incorrect blitz input for Crrool. Got it second try, though.
It's unfortunate they missed it, but at least he was able to get it the second time.
So it's the Vargas splits were 31-36 and 36-05. If you're keeping score at home. Now Couch is going to go here and manipulate the river. This is one of the major time saves and major reasons to use a step and dip in the first place. He's going to reset twice here and kind of read the NPC and walk out at the exact right time. And if he does this correctly, he should only get 2 encounters on the river, and all of the optional ones he will skip, which
also
is huge.
Sorry, Rivers. Basically, Couch was also arranging his equipment and putting on the Genji glove onto Edgar, well, C, and putting H with a pair of sprint shoes as well.
Of course you can manip Rivers McCowan. Just give him food. It's not that hard.
Now for the river manipulation, we want to run away from all but one fight. And those are a fight that is supposed to be coming up in the next encounter. Hopefully.
So what Couch will be doing here is having B gain some extra experience for the rest of the run, which will increase his damage against both Ultros, which is coming up very quickly, and also against Kefka at the very end.
There's a nice, very clean runaway for the others. Normally that can go sometimes very, very wrong. Now, if everything went right with Couch, you shouldn't be seeing any more counters on the river until Ultras.
Yeah, it looked really good, so I think he should be fine. See him moving Bannon up in the front row. That lets him attack a little bit earlier. It's a little dangerous if you actually mess up against Ultros, but Couch has done this run a lot over the past month or so, and I'm sure he's feeling pretty confident about that.
I'm sure he's got this fight down pat. Crrool is just getting through his first part of the Returner's hideout, and here we go with Couch. With this fight, there is a possibility that you can go for a manipulation in order to avoid Ultras's line of get my bib. It's very tight, but it's doable. Also, you want to start using Edgar's new glove here, along with using fight with Bannon sometimes, fire with Terra, and Aura Bolt with H. As you can see, he just got weight manipulated in order with Seven's blitz there. Seems he got the skip.
Yep. Well, that's not how I would have done it, but that is quite acceptable. And yeah.
Very clean fight. Didn't even get the also had hit him line either.
Yeah, the way it's spelled on the turning notes is that you want to attack with E there and wait trick with the end of Terra's turn. But the way he did it worked out really well, so no complaints there.
Now, with each going down one path and everyone else going down another path, we now split up into a 3-scenario section of the game. First one we'll be doing is H's, which is by far the longest, but nets us some rather interesting items at the end. Now, we stop here in order to collect our new party member in order to go through what will be known as what River's called Camp Cutscene.
Our new party member, Nirm.
I think that's appropriate in some ways.
Wow, the shade from Zero. Never heard it before, folks, but here we go.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to shade at all. Now, here we are trying to avoid all these battles and running away from these. Basically, it's because Shadow can leave us at any time, and we want to avoid that at this point.
Also, it's faster to run away.
That too.
So yeah, Couch is about to enter camp cutscene here, and he'll be busy for probably 10 minutes or so in this. We'll meet somebody new, keep on going, life will be fine. Yeah, based on Crrool splits, it looks like he'll be attempting a full run of the game. He's got Kefka, Narshe, and then also a Kefka split way, way later. So that should be a tip-off. I'm not sure if he's going to do glitchless or no sketch, but either way. If you've never seen that run before and want to continue watching after, I think that's makes a lot of sense. Crrool is behind because Couch has been killing it. And Crrool fell off a step manip, had some unfortunate ATB at both Marshall and got slimed on the Welk. So.
Now, here on Couch's side, we're running into our next character, who is a samurai.
I, the samurai. I, comma, samurai.
Now, what's going to happen here on Couch's side is that we are going to start setting our battle speed to 1, and he's also going to equip sprint shoes for the limited time that we are with Cyan. It's because of the activation of speed 1 will help us fight this battle much faster. Excellent ATB as well. Back in camp cutscene, we're entering cutscene number 2. Looks like Crrool's had a very good Ultros fight so far.
Yeah, I haven't seen any dialogue yet. There's one. Gotta get the bib. It's certainly possible that this unconfirmed character, Celis, who may or may not be in this game, might be on stream. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Now, what's happening here with Kefka is he's actually part of our party, so we don't want to change the battle speed that we're at.
Swagplex, Swagplex alert.
Oh yes. As I was saying, Kefka's a part of our party, so we don't want to change the battle speed since it doesn't matter at all. We'll after this current battle with Kefka, we will change our speed back to 6, as well as maybe steal something from our other party member. Maybe.
Yes. So, Couch's Sabbath now with the Ninja gear and the Mithril shield should be really well decked out to survive some of the smaller shenanigans that can go wrong at the Kefka and Narshe fight. Getting the luckiness there too, so that helps. There is a chance every time Shadow is attacked, or every time Nirm is attacked, that he will just sick his dog on whatever enemy did it.
What the heck is Kefka doing? Does it look like he's pouring some purple Kool-Aid into the rivers?
You know, I've always said that Red Team at Camp Cutscene has screws loose, and this prank has gone too far. I mean, you understand what's about to happen here. I mean, he has put some very powerful sleeping gas into the water, and yeah, you can just see the results of this on the screen right now.
Looks more powerful than it should be. That poor guy falling off the building too. He's gonna have a concussion if he ever wakes up.
Yeah, as I said, Red Team is just very mean-spirited. That's how they play things. You want honor, you go with General Leo's blue team, but you know, Camp Cutscene, you can't vet everybody properly.
Not. And now we're coming down to one of the parts of the game with very little movement for Cyan, but it still helps out with us having sprint shoes on. And Crrool has just gotten to grabbing his Cyan and going to do the leader fight.
This is a high five of Cyans here. Not even going with C, but Psy. I like it.
Now we have E.
So this is
here,
this is where I figures out that his family is very asleep. He's very upset about this. He's sick of these shenanigans over at Camp Cutscene, so he's gonna go talk to the manager.
More like a rage at the manager, I would think, not speak. Now, with this fight, you have to talk from Cyan from either the side or the back. You don't want to talk to him from the front. Talk to him from the front, you will get hit out of the way, and you will take damage. You also want to make sure well, you can't do anything to manipulate this. You want Cyan to use his attacks, not his dispatch. Dispatch costs more time. Great fights from Couch so far.
Yeah, these are pretty easy ones. This one's a little bit more complicated. See what Cyan does, or what I does here, and he has to react to it. All right, good for him. So assuming this is, yeah, this is Aura Bolt, then this fight went about as well as it could have gone.
It's also doing some inventory management as well.
Up, getting a little buffering on Couch's stream. My apologies. I'm going to put some other audio on while we try to get him back. There we go. Oh, he's gone forever now.
Couch looks like he's at the end of his gauntlet with the magic armors. The magic armor, should be noted, is actually a SAS effect. And we didn't say this earlier, but it's Kefka, in the scene with Kefka at the beginning, he was also one. That was the only way it could be done. As such as labeled SAS effect. We have Crrool on his side getting the purple Kool-Aid in the river. Now, we have Couch entering the forest, and fortunately he gets a very easy encounter to run away with. The forest can have some rather nasty encounters, because the ghosts can set you on fire with their fire spells, of course, and one other enemy group can net you if things are bad enough.
Right. This is another part of the reason why you definitely want to manipulate the step round for this category. Try to avoid some of the mean monsters, both in here and on the train.
Couch getting the double fire. Ouch. Now, why is this train here, Rivers? I don't think it should be here, should it?
Well, this was the vacation train. You know, everybody decided that after camp that, you know, the kids were good enough when they were away that everybody could go to Disney World.
Oh, nice. Hope they have fun.
Yeah, unfortunately they hired the cheapest train they could, and it turns out this one's haunted. So, I guess H, I, and Neum are going to have to do something about that.
Indeed. Since they can't get out, they're gonna have to just move forward. Now, with this, you don't want to try to avoid the ghost. You just want to keep on going. This is to basically go with your step routing and manip as well. And Crrool about to enter his gauntlet. And what Couch is doing here is manipulating to get an encounter inside the car so he can avoid one outside.
Yeah, he's forcing a better encounter than he would have gotten had he just kept going forward, basically.
Couch taking an extra step he shouldn't have, but it happens.
He probably will get a encounter before the waterfalls now. Is my guess.
Looking at dispatch on his second fight in the gauntlet and camp cutscene. And here we have Couch getting to the end of this car, and his H decides to just risk it all, pick up his two friends, and just rush across the train cars, hoping his training does the work.
Yeah, you know, in some games that would be really illogical, but in Final Fantasy VI, it may not even make like the top 5 of the most illogical things in the first hour and a half of this run.
Now, with one of those cars out of the way, hopefully without any missing campers, we now have to hit the switch again, which is illogical in itself, in order to open it up.
Well, what happened was we knew that from Sabin's walking around, we knew from H's walking around that some of the campers were actually bad and didn't deserve to go on the trip. So just let them off gently. They can just glide to a stop. And life will be fine.
A very lucky preemptive bomb encounter. Bombs can be pretty nasty if you get unlucky enough to encounter them. They can do a strong blaze attack which can wipe you out in at least 2, depending on how things go, in two hits. Now, Couch also picked up the earrings, which will help us later on deal more magic damage for H. H's blitz, we have not said yet, are partly physical and partly magical in nature. Also, Couch is avoiding going inside the trains by going up and around. These save at least 30 steps in total in each car.
Well, Couch got in a back attack there, but I guess he sensed something was up, and that's why he used the potions.
Ooh, ouch for Crrool getting the pincer, but he's dealt with it very, very well. Now we're going with Phantom Train. Phantom Train can be kind of nasty if it gets off its evil toot. Let's see if Couch goes. Oh yes, Couch is going for the suplex.
Couch proving that he's in it for the memes, folks.
Crrool just finishing up cutscene and getting his way to the forest. There's what, about a 5-minute gap between them now?
Oh, it's more than that. Couch exited at 53, so this is like a 7-minute gap or so. So the conclusion of this cutscene, of course, is that they've saved the train, got rid of the bad campers, but the campers tell our samurai warrior Ai that he can't go on the trip.
Aw, that's too bad.
And Ai, of course, you know, knowing that Disney World was his dream, is very distraught. And, you know, even his wife and kid get to go on the trip, but not him.
Alright, maybe I'll see them later down the road.
Really makes you wonder why they left him behind. I don't know. It's not explained in the story at all. But yeah, he's very distraught about it, and so we get this little section of menu time here for Couch to throw on the True Knight and the earrings. Or no, he's not going to throw on the True Knight. He's risking it, folks. It's not that big of a deal, really, but. So there is like a, what now, 1 in 32 chance or something, where Cash will miss the skip because he gets critted after he revives Cyan, but otherwise, not a big deal. He just refuses to protect party members.
So yeah, Crrool is just getting to the midpoint of the train himself, and with Couch, we are about to lose Shadow. He's only in this for being a member as far as he wanted to go. So we are now down 1 party member for this upcoming fight, but that doesn't matter because we have I and H, and oh, he's not even taking off the armor of Cyan either.
Maybe he will legit kill. I doubt it. He's doing the old strat here, it looks like. Or he's going to wait and bring out Rhizopus, but he has to wait for a certain audio cue in the music loop. So this is the strat that was used last KN tournament, before we kind of discovered more about the retort glitch and the ways it could be used here. Believe he was off on that cue.
Seems like he was. I'm not familiar with the old strat, so I can't make much of a comment about what's going on.
Basically, he's trying to wait out the internal timer, which will bring out Rhizopus. Because you can just fight these things all day, but until you get to a certain time in the battle, Rhizopus won't appear. And so here we go.
Very clean fight Couch with Rhizopus, and you just got the earrings on Crrool's side as well.
So that actually might catch Crrool up a little bit. Still a lot of time between them, of course, but...
Now here's our next party member for Couch. I'm not sure what his name is quite yet, but he seems a little on the wild side.
We'll learn.
C.
I see. I see what he did there. Do you?
Oh, I definitely see it.
Alright, so
Now,
because he got an encounter a little bit early, Couch is going to run into some enemies that you wouldn't normally see on 244. But shouldn't be a big difference. Crrool is also in it for the memes.
now,
Ouch.
I think it's what happened. But
His shadow died to acid rain after he queued up the Phoenix down, so I guess it's no longer in the inventory at that point.
yeah, what happened with Couch is he got into a pincer attack on the Veld, but instead of running away, he continued the fight. It's actually faster to finish the fight than run away. And he's actually in town now and buying, selling the Black Belt and selling the True Knight to buy one dried meat. This dried meat is for that little sea kid that we just saw a little while ago. Now, the sea kid is not going to be able to show up in back attacks or pincer attacks.
Like
And
this
as
one.
soon as I say back attack, he Couch gets a back attack.
Does Couch know that he can't get the Gao here?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Oh, he's now very berserked. Alright, so Crrool got the Phoenix down off that time. Based on kill times, there's about a 8-minute difference. 8.5. So Couch is just looking for Gao now.
And he actually gets them. Gao has a 5/8 chance of showing up, so if you get unlucky, you could be looking for him for a real long time. And now we're going into this long ballast cutscene where we just have these guys chatting and shooting the breeze.
Holding A.
Basically at this point, thank you, I was gonna say that.
But we learned that somebody's Mr. Thou, something's really shiny, some other words are exchanged, maybe, I don't know, I've stopped paying attention to this cutscene. And they decide to go find the shiny thing. Together, as friends.
Anything really be that shiny?
Simmer down, sirs. Simmer down.
And we're about to get into Crrool's menuing with Sabin and everything here in a moment. Now, when Couch said we were about to see a little CapEx fighting the command for Gao. It doesn't really matter about the commands right now for Gao since he has what we need for the rest of the run.
Better see some Kappas, chat.
And Crrool's just about going into the falls now to start the Res Plus Piranha fight.
Yeah, Couch is about to come upon the trench, which can be pretty dangerous, or it can be pretty simple. Really depends what kind of encounters you get, what kind of luck you get. Preemptives are really nice here, but obviously no guarantees. This is one part that the step route can't manipulate at all. It's frame based. Some people will tell you that you know, the luckiest way to get through this whole thing is just getting 4 preemptives. I think the luckiest way is to just have Cyan get killed. I feel like he's so slow he ruins everything, but
Well, he does also have the longest run gauge, so there is some validity to killing him anyways for this.
it's a personal feeling. I just enjoy when Cyan's dead, that's all. Couch avoided the deadly fight here, which would have be the lone enemy that can use Aqua Rig. So that's pretty good.
Down through Rizzo Pass, so he's about to get his Gao. Couch going right since it's the faster route. Oh, and he gets a nice side attack, and he immediately gets to run away.
Cyan's family is not dead. They're going to Disney World. Have you not been paying attention? And when I say dead, I just mean I hope that he passes out for a while in the same vein. Oh, he survived again.
Ooh, pincer attack with the Aquaforms.
Ooh, this one's kind of nasty. Let's see if Couch knows what to do here.
Easily dispatches that battle.
Yeah, that was actually a very safe way to handle that, so kudos. That could have been a lot worse.
Chicago's getting trolled by the NPC there for a moment. And he's going for the Mytho Pike new strat that's been recently brought into light, as well as picking up several smoke bombs.
Not echo screens. Good job.
Yeah. The smoke bombs will be useful in our next scenario, which will come appear in just about a minute and a half or so.
So knowing that Crrool was going to be doing, or possibly be doing, the entirety of the block scenario. I'm curious if Couch will do the same thing or not. If he even knows how to do the same thing.
I'm pretty sure Couch has taught himself how to do the entire scenario. And looks like he is. He's going for the merchant.
Never before seen strats, folks. Wow. Missed the steal. These were a little tight, but the price was right.
Now, with this scenario, there are actually two ways you could go about this. One is, of course, the merchant path. The other one is just stealing a soldier's clothing. But he's going to opt for the soldier's path since that is the easiest, not the soldier's path, the merchant's path since that's the easiest way to do it.
So Crrool is doing a glitchless run after this, and Couch has decided to kind of follow suit, I guess. Yeah. There you go. So the rare glitchless Kefka Narshe run. We've just treasure hunted some old man cider. And we'll use that to get into the building of the richest man in town.
But we don't have the password. What's the password? You know what it is? Oh, somehow Couch knew what it was.
I really enjoyed that they put failure as one of the passwords, because that's a great password.
That would make you think that it was a password when you're first playing the game, I think.
Wow, he took off the merchant clothes. Why even live, man? Why even live?
Merchant glitch is best glitch.
So he's got some...
I can do that since it's glitchless, so never mind. Wait, who do we have here?
I've never seen this character before in my life.
Nor have I. Is this a rare appearance of a secret character, Rivers?
A spirit as pure as snow.
Oh, it's Kutan. But Kutan doesn't look like a Mogul. What's going on here?
Streamers, I was promised a glitchless run. This feels like a glitch. I don't understand this at all.
Crrool's about to enter his own serpent trench. Let's hope he has some luck on his side with this.
Yeah, hopefully no pincers like Couch got. I always enjoyed the choice stealing is wrong as well.
Yes, that was quite the choice considering it was locked.
Stealing is wrong.
But treasure hunting is not, in this case. And you treasure hunted that key, correct?
That key was so treasure hunted, you don't even know. So this part of the game you can actually get encounters in again. So it looks like Couch will actually go pick up the treasure chests that Crrool is going to do as well. So that'll at least make things even. The second pair of earrings. Good encounter for Crrool there. The preemptive instant runaway. And now Couch is at a pincer.
Crrool's about halfway through his trench. Nope. We'll see how the rest of it goes.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, yes, Prof NES. I was told that these would be glitchless runs, but for some reason, there's this Kutan character that doesn't look like Kutan.
And Crrool getting some very good battling counters at the very end there, with a guy who didn't want to on the right doing a side attack. Now we have Couch entering the South Figaro Cave, but there's something weird about what's going on here. We get some weird sounds, we get some weird enemies. What's going on here, Rivers?
Well, the Empire is mining everything, obviously.
What could they be mining for, though?
Oh, you know, things, stuff. Probably the castle.
That would be expected of them.
Of course.
Now, Couch up here is going for something called Thunder Rod. Thunder Rod will be useful in our next fight.
Of course, if I was a pedant, I would note that Couch did not buy the Magus hat that Crrool did, so... Is it really a glitchless run? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Even though we didn't buy it, it's still considered glitchless, I believe.
Yeah, there's audio static. That's my mic. Sorry about that. Not a lot I can do right now.
Now here's tunnel armor. The basic strat of what normal run would be is to use the Thunder Rod, which Couch is now using, and to bypass its magical defense in order to completely and utterly destroy it in one shot. But the rods are pretty overpowered in this game as it is.
Yeah, this is a carryover from FF5, where basically the same thing happens. Rods are very powerful for both of those games, basically solely because of ignoring magic defense.
Now, here we go with Couch on the river. Let's see how many encounters he actually gets. Since he's off separate, might be several.
Woo! Woo!
Couch switching over to the Mytho Pike for B.
Getting all 3 river encounters.
Now that we're back in Narshe, we can't just go back and go through the front door. We have to go through this entrance that we exited through during Locke's rescue of I or H. I can't remember anymore.
You've already forgotten the memes the couch has used. They're that strong.
Okay, C.
Question, 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 question. That was her original name.
Of course. Unfortunately, the couch got two kind of circles together on that. And Crrool just entering down into the rich man's basement. Now this security system. Normally we would just follow the light for a certain amount of time, then divert, hold A, and just bypass it altogether. But the glitchless, I think Couch is going to maybe have to follow the light entirely. We'll see.
No, it's not a glitch. Alright, so Couch is almost out of Terra scenario here.
And we're about to enter the last big cutscene for this run, which is roughly 2 to 3 minutes. And
Couch taking a break from moving down Terra. Always good call. This is a very taxing run. In some bread too. Couch didn't pick up either of those chests. Clearly not glitchless Kappa. But yeah, this will be over pretty soon. I'm assuming we're gonna save here probably. Who is this? I don't understand how they made this cutscene without the Moogle. It's really weird.
yes, it's weird indeed. It's like Putin decided to put on a person suit.
Just bizarre. You
Bizarre
know,
indeed.
I thought I'd seen it all until today, folks, but
Here comes Kefka violating Narshe's neutrality. What are they thinking?
probably something along the lines of neutrality is for suckers.
I think that was the only be Kefka's understanding of it.
There's no time for dilly-dally, Zero.
Oh, of course not.
There's never been time for dilly-dally.
After all these certain scenes with Kutan and 3 others, we get into the setup for the battle. We do have a chance to save here in case something goes awry with Kefka and his Ice 2 or Poison during this fight that's coming up. And Couch not safety saving.
He's prepared. That's what he said, anyway. He agreed to that in the menu.
The reason we have the main team set up in the second slot is because they can just go straight down once we swap over to them. And it just saves us a couple seconds worth of time.
Yeah, you build like a main strike force here and have them kind of avoid every encounter along the way to Kefka and then just take them down as quickly as possible. Throwing the double earrings on the character formerly known as Sabin, so Couch will be getting a lot of damage out of that.
Running shoes onto our C character as well. The running shoes will actually grant haste, I do believe.
Correct. Really good ATB setup for this fight. You kind of want to wait trick Sabin's first turn, and usually if you do that, things will work out really well.
It's poison in the second attack, but it's close to the end, so it doesn't really matter.
That didn't kill either, so yeah. And that is Kefka at Narshe. Got an official SRL time for Couch of 1:34.55. Since Crrool is doing mic run, he's using his mic, I will be switching on some music. Alright, so Crrool just has to get through these mines, same as any Kaden run at this point.
He's about, I think, 2-3 minutes away from entering into the cutscene, give or take. lot of battles here. And way out.
Yeah, this is, I mean, he's wildly off the step round from the beginning, too, so it makes a lot of sense, but...
E2 avoiding the Mongol area, which does take up some time to try and go for the Rune Edge, but no one's going for the Rune Edge.
Yeah, I wonder what his money routing is to avoid that. Not really sure.
And Crrool's just pretty much entering now the major city cutscene area and getting on towards the final battle with Kefka.
Yep, shouldn't be long now. Who would support Vic? Agreed. Very interesting to see the Celeste character, though. I've never seen two runners go out of their way to pick that person up before.
Might be the only time in the tournament we'll see this too.
Maybe. Or maybe Crrool will convince more people to run glitches with them. Could happen.
That's very possible.
So Narshe's neutrality violated again.
It will forever be each run. Crrool going for the safety save, which you don't blame him for.
Not at all. Especially since he has nothing to lose at this point.
Indeed.
Crrool going in the menu here to throw some of the new goodies on his characters. Chaos Armlet and Hyper Wrist on Cyan. Second Earrings on Sabin.
Hopefully they didn't put the Genji glow on anyone. That must be the second one, which we don't know about. But here he goes with the waiting for the second wave of soldiers.
Looks like the margin will be about 10 minutes if things go right. Oh, he hits the rider.
Ouch. Now Ryder takes up around 30 seconds to deal with. So he should be able to deal with it without much trouble.
Unless he misses a blitz.
Ryder has a move that can... Ooh, and he actually does it.
There it is.
When they kill you.
Natara Rider brought out again. So he's going to try to do this fight without Gao.
That's very dangerous since he's lacking a DPS unit, but...
Well, he did save, so...
Yeah,
I guess he figures worst case, you know, he has to reset anyway.
Yeah, but... He's got this. I have faith in him.
Oh, that missed blitz input, though. Getting a little iffy here.
He's got this.
Okay, looks like the third turn was not Ice 2 though, so that might save him. The reason you want to get everything done before Kefka's third turn is that he can Ice 2 the entire party and it can basically wipe it pretty much outside of Sabin, but I think at this point it'll probably be... see.
I've seen one run where he Ice 2'd the entire party but Gao survived with 9 HP.
9 HP. Ooh. Coming down to the wire here. Here we go. He got it. He got it. Good job.
Great job from Crrool on that fight.
So we got an official SRL time for Crrool of 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 30 seconds. Please do follow our runners. This is the commentary too, if you want to listen to my scrub voice talk, and Zero School too. We will be back with another match in this tournament here at looks like 10 o'clock Eastern.